Today, I want to talk about the relationship with boss. Relationship of boss subordinate, why it is important, and the most important relationship of your life. How to build it, nurture it. I'll be sharing 6 most important action steps to master this relationship. Yes, 6 most important action steps. So jump in and let's decode clarity of boss subordinate. Hello everyone. I'm Rakesh, your coach, author, speaker, and career transformation expert. Let's Talk Clarity podcast is for career transformation, productivity, and life fulfillment. Please subscribe or follow my podcast so that you don't miss any important episodes. This is the fifth pillar of career transformation. This is an interesting one. However, to listen to the first 4 pillars of career transformation, please listen to my earlier podcast. Now, coming back to today's podcast topic, understanding the boss subordinate relationship. This is the most important relationship of our life, and it is very important to understand this relationship to have a fulfilling career and life. First, we have to understand from where these bosses or subordinates are coming from, how they are always on a run after you, why you are always falling short of boss's expectations. However, first we have to understand who is boss, whether he or she is a human being or just a mechanical robot who wants your time, your work, who is always after your blood, or whether he is or she is really after your blood. Let's understand that boss is a human being who is sitting higher in the hierarchy in your office. Boss is having more responsibility than you. Boss is having more KRAs than you. He or she is more stressed than you. He or she is always he or she is also having a family. Boss also struggles with his or her boss. Boss also struggle to manage time, manage productivity at office. The first thing is he or she is also a human being. We have to understand that we are dealing with a human being, not a mechanical robot or electronic robot. We are dealing with a human being, and we should not forget this concept. So, for making a great relationship with the boss, first you have to understand that the boss is a human being having emotions, having feelings, and he or she is just another human creature. Sometimes in office we go too far and assume bosses as unemotional creatures, which is not true. With this context, I'll be sharing 6 action steps to master this relationship. Yes, 6 action steps. Let's take the first one. And the first one is to understand the priority of boss. This is the most important task at your hand. Understand his or her priority and put that task or that job into your Pareto chart, the 80-20. Majorly put 20% as the boss's priority, and that will give you maximum calmness. Do the first thing, which is the maximum priority for your boss, and that will eventually will give you a whole day of calmness, and you can work on other important things. And for time management, what we have to decide is top 3 tasks of the day so that we feel accomplished at the end of the day. My take is that out of these 3 tasks, assign one task which is important to your boss. Which boss? So they say to have a great life, you should have a great relationship with both of your bosses, one at office and other at home. Out of the top 3 tasks of the day, put 2 tasks for these bosses, one for office boss and other for home boss. In the morning, the first thing you have to find out or understand is that what is the most important task as per your boss. Work on that task. Make him or her comfortable during the day. Second action step is to understand his or her leadership style, working style, whether he or she is authoritative, participative, delegative, transactional, or transformational boss. Find out what is her working style, whether he or she is comfortable with mails or messages, whether she wants to eat alone or together, whether he is particular about some task more than others, whether her or him. Understand her or him and work on that. It is simpler than you have thought, yes. It is simpler than cribbing about boss. Now coming back to the triggers. Understand what is his or her triggers, and by all means avoid those triggers. However, before understanding others' triggers, please understand your own triggers. Yes, understand why you are upset with particular situations, and then go into the domain of the triggers of your boss. Understand his or her triggers, and by all means avoid those triggers. The third the third action step is practice empathy. But before that, let's understand what is empathy. Empathy is the action of understanding, being aware of, being sensitive to, and vicariously experiencing the feelings, thoughts, and experience of another, of either the past or present, without having the feeling, thoughts, and experience fully communicated in an objectively explicit manner. The whole definition says that we have to understand bosses' emotions, feelings, and being sensitive to that. Whether he or she is sensitive to your, that's not your problem, but understand his or her priorities, understand his or her emotions, feelings, and work towards that. Put yourself into his or her shoes. Yes, empathy is putting yourself into his or her shoes. Understand or find out how you will react in those situations. Find out how you are reacting to your subordinates or vendors or suppliers. practice empathy. And once you start practicing empathy with your subordinates, vendors, and suppliers, it will automatically communicate, or it will automatically come into your actions and habits. Yes, the third action step was practice empathy. And let's come to the fourth action points. This is develop one skill. Yes, learn one skill for which you will be known at your office. Develop one skill your boss will always fall back on you. Develop one skill which no one else in your office can do better than you. Identify your own strength and develop into an outstanding skill. Examples can be many. So, I'm giving you some examples of what are the skills you can develop at your office. That some people in my offices very good in drafting a mail. That is very good approach. And then some can make impressive PPTs, attractive PPTs. Some are great in presentations to client, and you can master a particular operation, making an estimate, doing a tender, or very good in IT things, or very good in office keeping or file management. Just pick one topic and master it. And this topic can be time management, negotiation skill, public speaking, resolving conflicts. You can be a coach, yes. You can do a executive coaching course. You can be a good event manager. The concept is first pick one topic or skill and then give yourself a full 1 year to master that. Yes, give yourself full 1 year to master that. Read all the blogs, books about that topic or skill. Watch all the YouTube videos about that skill. Just master that one thing for which you will be known for. Even only one step of your operation, that will also work for you. Yeah, find out what resonates with you and master that. So what that will happen is boss will always fall back on you, and will start respecting you for developing that skill. Make yourself valuable, resourceful, and we can say be a go-to person for that skill or topic. Be a knowledge bank for that topic. So that makes me to come to point number 5. Yes, that is, don't try to make her or him unimportant. Yes, if boss is not having knowledge about something, don't try to make them unimportant. Instead, empower him or her. Instead, give them inputs which will enrich him or her. Pour some knowledge, educate him, empower him, so that he or she starts valuing you. Don't try to make him less important, which generally we do, and sometimes unknowingly we say or express things like this, that means you don't know this thing, you don't know about this circular. Don't do that. Yes, just try to empower him, enrich him, pour some knowledge. That brings me to the sixth action step, and this is very important. This is that don't complain about your boss. Yeah, it is a difficult one, but don't complain. And for that, I want to share one story about this. Long back, I had a tough boss who used to be very strict and never accept any mistakes from anyone. I saw all my colleagues cribbing about him that due to his behavior, none of the vendors, clients, or customers want to work with us. Yes, we used to complain about the boss that due to him, all the clients, vendors are going away to our competition. And this complaint went on for 3 years. We were continuously cribbing and saying bad things about him. We used to justify our non performance by saying it was all because of the boss's behavior. And but after 3 years, then came another boss who was very cool. He was knowledgeable but silent, very lenient. And after a few months, I saw that now all my colleagues start complaining about this new boss. And what they are saying is that he's too silent or too lenient, that my vendors, my clients, and my customers are not listening to us. They are dictating terms. The boss, and they are saying that the boss should be strict so that vendors and clients listen to us. I saw a subtle nature about us, nature of complaint or blame to boss for our non-performance. We were not delivering enough productivity and output. And for that, what we are doing, we are finding reasons and putting the blame or complaint to our bosses, whether it was the tough boss or the lenient boss. We are easily, smoothly, comfortably passing the buck on him. When we had strict boss, we had problems and complaints. When we had lenient boss, we had problems. When we had balanced boss, we had problems. So now we can know where are the problems. It is definitely us, our own mindset. We were too busy complaining about our boss, and that we could not understand that his or her strengths. So the sixth action step is don't complain. Understand what are his or her boss's strength and work on those parameters. Work on those. So that was the sixth action step to understand boss-subordinate relationship. Let me repeat it all that again. Number one, boss's priorities is your priority. Yes, that is number one. Put that on Pareto or 20-80-20 chart. Second, understand his or her leadership style. Yes, understand leadership style and work towards that. Third, practice empathy. Put yourself into their shoes. Number four, learn and develop one skill. Yes, that one skill for which you will be known at your office. Develop that. Number five, empower your boss with knowledge and inputs. Yes, empower him, enrich him. Sixth is don't complain. Yes, extract strength and positives about a boss. Don't complain. So, out of that, let me close this podcast with one important learning or skill which we all require to work or to manage or to nurture any relationship. The first thing which is important is to communicate well. Yes, communication is the key. Be clear in your communication with your boss, be it at office boss or home boss. That is the mantra for nurturing any relationship. So, Rakesh here, signing off, and thank you for listening. Let's talk clarity.